So now we're reading the tweets from the local storage. The problem that we're facing now is that every time we remove this and we reload, they are going to reappear. So let's write a function that is going to remove also the tweets from the storage. So let's open the code, and right here we have this remove tweet. After we call this remove tweet, I'm going to call a function that is called remove from storage. And we're going to add a function called remove tweet local storage. So we're going to name this function like this. And we need to pass the text. We need to pass actually the text that we want to remove. So for example, I'm going to add a console.log right here. Console.log, and we can access that text by adding e.target.parent element and then reading that value using text content. So we're going to comment this because we haven't created this function yet. And let's create one of these, and let's remove one of these. You can see that this is going to print the value, but since we are adding this anchor and this is part of the tweet, it's going to add also this X. You can see, let's remove this one. It says another one, but it's adding also the X. We already saw how you can remove these parts from a string. So we're gonna fix this in this function. We're gonna remove this, and we're gonna pass that text into the remove tweet from local storage. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom, and we're gonna create this function. We're gonna create the comment removes the tweet from local storage, and we're gonna create the function remove tweet local storage. This is going to take a tweet, and let's make the test. We're gonna add console.log just to make sure that the functions are properly communicated. Let's add something like here. Save this, click here. Now you can see we have here. If we send this value to the console, save this, click here. Now you can see we have the text, and we need to remove this X. We're gonna remove this X using substring. But first we're gonna create the variable called let tweets. That is going to be equals to this get tweets from local storage. So now this function is going to be used in 3 different functions. Instead of repeating the same code in all the functions, we write this function and we can reuse this in the program. So next I'm going to, let's add a comment right here. Get tweets from storage. And then right after here, we're gonna remove the X from the tweet. So we can use also, for example, another function, another variable, sorry. We're gonna call this one, for example, const tweet delete. And we're gonna add tweet, which is coming from the other function and contains this X. We're gonna add tweet dot substring. And if you remember, if you add, for example, a 0 right here, and then you add tweet that length -1 is going to remove the last character. So we can console.log this, console.log this tweet delete. So save this and click here. And now you can see we remove the X using this function substring. Now, in order to remove this, you can see that we have only the strings. There is no index like a database or something. Using a database, for example, SQL, you can select the ID and remove that. In this case, it's going to be a little different. We're going to remove this. And we're going to read these tweets. And we're going to loop through the tweets and remove the tweet that is equal. So we're gonna create a for each. So we're gonna use tweets, and remember that we have this function that is returning the tweets from the storage and is formatted also in an array. So we're gonna use for each tweets.forEach, and we're gonna write a function. This is going to be the singular name We have tweets in plural because this is an array, but using for each, we're gonna access the individual value. So it's a good idea to use tweet. But I think we're gonna call this one tweet ls because this is the tweet from local storage, because we already have a tweet right here, tweet, tweet, tweet. So to avoid confusion, we're gonna call this one tweet ls. So in this case, we're gonna add an if, and we're gonna tweet delete in case that this tweet delete is equal to the current tweet ls when we are doing the for each. I'm going to add console.log. Yes, something really simple. At the moment, it doesn't remove anything. So we're gonna reload here, we're gonna click here, and you can see we have yes, because we are reading the value, this text, and it found the text into the array.